Yo, today is a very special day. Sibusisekile mina nawe cabanga fethu. We have royalty in the building. Joining us on the show namhlanje is Kelly Khumalo. Kelly Khumalo, how are you doing namhlanje?
I'm very good, and how are you?
Siyaphila kakhulu. Thank you so much for giving us isikhathi sakho.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Siyabonga kakhulu. So, you have izinto eziningi ezi-positive happening empilweni yakho lately, Kelly. Your MPN has gone gold, which is crazy.
Yes.
You're selling, your gin is selling.
Yes.
You've dropped an amazing album, and already it's number one on iTunes. Your reality show is popping. I mean, one could say that you are in a good space. Kodwa ingoma yakho iMpini, it suggests otherwise. So I'd like to know what was happening as Kati uyibhala iMpini, and would you say that you're in a good space manje as Kelly Khumalo?
To be quite honest, this time around with the music, I'm not the one that wrote the music.
Okay.
So this time around, I'm not all up in my field.
Okay.
You know, we put together the album from a perspective of seeing what's happening around in our society, in the world at large. So MPN doesn't necessarily reflect on where I was in my life or where I am in my life. I'm not MPN anyone. I'm just happy.
So the whole album is, as the title suggests, The Voice of Africa is a voice for abantu besimame eSouth.
Not just Abantu besimame. All of us as Africans. Yes, I do touch on women issues. Njengengoma ethi Genyuke, where umuntu wesifazane is always seen as umuntu who belongs in the kitchen and at home raising kids. Whereas we have the power to be anything and everything that we want to be.
Okay, and just very quickly, what made you and your team feel that it's important to release an album that is the voice of Africans? Do you feel Uguti we are slipping, or do you feel Uguti there's a message that you've communicated through your album that we just need to hear?
We felt that we focused on the negative a lot.
Yes. And
to a point where we have failed to see the beauty that comes with Africa, the beauty that comes with being an African. I mean, there's a lot to celebrate within the African continent. We have the most minerals in the African continent. The golds, your diamonds, your charcoals, your oils. We hardly celebrate all those things. We have a very rich culture. We hardly ever celebrate all of that. We are always ready to which I've seen, especially even with the image of my album, where people are ready to fight with, why are you dark? But what's wrong with being dark?
Just touching on your music video for Mpini, it's very African, very colorful, it's beautiful. And just watching it, I felt like each scene is like a piece of art, which is crazy. Yeah. So you touched on people giving you backlash on Nuguti, you used the blackface. Could you please just tell us more about the concept, not necessarily the backlash. What were you trying to communicate with the music video?
Yes, like I said, the mineral, your charcoal, your oil, that's black. And if you look at her, she's wearing a gold piece. That's the gold that we have in South Africa and in other African countries as well. So it's not so much about the negativity. It's all about celebrating the power that we are as African. And also, if you look back in the days, even now, Magiwa MP, soldiers would camouflage themselves in the mud so that they are not seen by their opponents. Yes. It's got nothing to do with looking down on the black skin, but to celebrate who we are.
And I know that you referenced an African goddess in the music video.
That's it.
Who's the African goddess, and what's the significance or the shanganment?
It's the African goddess Ubested, who the goddess of protection, who protected the kings. One of the kings was King Pharaoh, and Mautu Ambega Ubested was dark, very dark, and wore a lot of gold stuff and whatnot. So if you also look at the artwork of the Voice of Africa, it reflects that as well. There's so much to unpack as far as the image of the Voice of Africa that reflects on us as African in our history.
That's a really, really beautiful answer. So just as in closing, The Voice of Africa is out now. What makes this album your best work?
I think the album charted on its own before it even came out, that says this is different. And also, like I said earlier, I was not involved in the writing. I wanted for once to see myself through the eyes of the producers, like through Msaki, through Mondli as well, which they did a perfect job in painting a picture of who I am as a musician.
Kelly Khumalo, siyabonga kakhulu for this sakho. More blessings, more life to you, and we thank you. We just thank you. Siyabonga.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Thank you so much for the support as well.